Welcome to my YouTube! Hi, it's been a really long time, but this is Breana from Breana Reads, and I am back and fully back in business. I feel like I say that pretty often, but I will say that for the last couple of weeks / months, I've been really kind of in a creative rut. I just haven't felt like creating anything, or I haven't felt like anything I create has any substance, I guess. But with August starting, and me being deep in my feelings because my birthday is August 20th, Leo gang, what's up? And the fact that I'm turning 35, and 35 feels kind of like a monumental year. I'm doing a lot of self-reflection and a lot of like leaning into learning how to really promote myself and kind of like have fun with my hobbies, and one of those is creating content. So for 35, I'm doing 35 books for 35 years. I'm gonna break it down into books I would recommend, my top books I would like to read off of my shelf, and books that I would do anything to read for the first time, right? And today's video is just going to start it. It's going to be 10 books that I would recommend to anybody, but they're not including like my top 5 books or anything like that. And here is the stack. Hold on, let me get a... Okay, so let's start off with the first one that fell, and it is Devney Perry, Shield of Sparrows. I got this arc from Red Tower Books, and I kept it on my shelf for a bit, just like wasn't trying to read it, wasn't in the mind frame for anything fantasy related. And then of course, while perusing TikTok, a bunch of people were going on and on about how much they loved it, and I felt peer pressured, so I was like, fuck it, we ball, let me go figure it out. Babe, I am so glad I did, because the entire time I was like, oh my god, who's that man over there? You've got like 2 men. You don't know who's the good guy or who's the bad guy, or if they're even bad guys at all. You hate her family. Her sister's a little scary. But as you dive deeper into this, or like this book, even though it's only book 1 of a series, by the end of it, you're clutching your pearls, and you're just like, first off, I didn't realize that it was going to be over so soon, because even though it's like 600 pages, I was wrapped up in it immediately. Like, I loved it immediately. There's monsters, there's love, there's like a little bit of deception, there's like a girl who has no idea what power she might possess. It's just, there's political intrigue, there's family that you hate, family that you're sworn loyal to, that you end up loving. It's just, it has everything that you would want in a fantasy book, and it's a really good foundation for where the series might end up going. So Devney Perry, kudos to you. Now we're gonna go in a completely different direction, and it would be Finally Famous by Lady Nisha. I have read there's actually another Lady Nisha in this pile for today, but when I tell you that I ate this book up, like Rollo, rapper, loyal to his core, wants to be loved, doesn't want anybody to know that he wants to be loved, like he still wants to be that tough motherfucker on the street, but he also wants to be soft for a woman. And when he finds that woman that he wants to be soft with, a woman who has like some really weird baggage that you're almost rooting for her to drop and like dismember, and then when she does, you're just like, yeah, this is exactly what I needed. You know, living in a city, you hear dump trucks, fire trucks, and police cars, oh my. So I'm gonna wait for this truck to move past my apartment so that I can like move on with this, okay? Okay, so the next book that we're going to talk about is King of Envy by Anna Wong. Now here's the thing, I have read many Anna Wong stories, and I've DNF'd all of them until this one. There was something, I honestly will say, it's probably because it's a black woman being loved by like a very scary like Russian, and I loved it, ate it up. It's got fake dating, it's got I wanted you and saw you first, but he got to you before me. There's just like, it's so good. And then of course, Legendborn. I feel like there's no book on my like series or just like any of my platforms that doesn't include this. Bree, me, fighting for her life, 16, just trying to figure life out and hoping that she makes it through while also dealing with heavy racism and discrimination. I mean, come on. Of course, there's Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. What I will say about this book is that I immediately started researching how to get into diving lessons, so that is how I can tell you it's a good book. And then I have In This Moment by Kayla Shawn. Oh, imagine that you need 6 weeks to get 6 artifacts, and the only way you can get it from the guy is if you go on a date each time. How do you not fall in love with him, right? Rhythms, blues, You know, dump your cheating ex because your man is waiting for you in the recording booth. I said what I said. These niggas ain't what? Shit. And then, before I get to that one, let's do Losing Control by Lady Nisha. This one was my main girl. 300 pages of straight up tension, love. I want to be hard, but I want to be soft for you. Oh my God, I loved it. And then, why would you write this? Like Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. You're gonna see Dragon Republic on another book series, but this is heartbreaking. Like, why would you write this? I think I cried the last like 30 pages of this book because I couldn't understand. I couldn't wrap my mind around, not only was Ron a crackhead, but I couldn't wrap my mind around the mass destruction that war causes. And as a kid living in the United States, I understood that war causes mass destruction and we're always having a hand in it. But as I was reading the Poppy War, I felt like I was like in distress the entire time because what the hell? Anyway, those are my 10 books that I would recommend, and the next video that I will be sitting here talking to you guys about is probably the 10 books that I would like to read, or the 10 books that I would love to read for the first time. We'll see, but I hope that you had fun chatting with me for a little bit, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye!